Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing some general home decor using Poundland items. You can get a lot of this similar anyway, I think, from Dollar Tree. So we're going to just be using this glass, and they come in a pack of 3, and then we're going to be using this hat. It was from the Easter bonnets. So what you want to do is start off by turning your hat around and seeing where the hat basically is sewn together or stitched together, and just remove the first stitching, and then it's really easy to just get apart. Get your hot glue ready, and then what you want to do is, let's just tidy that up. You want to glue it on your cup. You can also do this on a vase. So we're adding little bits at a time, taking your hot glue. I'm not being gnee about this. And we're going to go around the whole cup. If you're like me and you love simple, honestly this looks good enough, but I just really want this to work more like a lantern, not just a candle holder. So cut off the excess and then again start over, taking your hot glue, and I'm just making sure that I begin where I began on the first one. So this will be at the back. Make sure that you close up any gaps in the glass. And I'm going to fast forward this now for you. If, like me, you have excess at the top, take your scissors and just cut around that. And then I'm taking some thrifted ribbon, so you can use anything that you have, and we're just going to add that to the top, and that's also a great way to tidy the top as well. So I actually need to cut this because I don't want any of that white material, I just want the main rope kind of piece. And then I'm bringing it back to the back, and that's where I'm going to start sticking it down. I'm just cutting more of this because I'm going to be using a little bit more, and you can get creative with yours. You can add flowers on there, or you can just do as I'm going to show you. I'm just going to be adding this to the side, 2 sides of the glass. So I'm going to add mine here. So I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have one right here and then one on this side as well. So all you need to do is obviously cut it to size and stick it down with your glue. Now when I cut this one, it's got this really horrible green bit that just stands out way too much. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking my glue and I'm kind of sticking it together, like all the little ends, so it can have less of that green coming through. And then we're going to take our glue, and I think it's actually better to apply it to this rather than this, because you can just place it where you want. and it just dries really quick, hot glue. That's the downside of using it, as well as the really annoying hot glue strings. So I feel like I have more control over it this way. There we go. Just try to get it as straight as possible. And then I'm cutting off the excess. Now we need to try to match it to the other side. This is really thick. Again, take your hot glue and then have a quick look. Be careful of your fingers. Have a quick look and stick it in place. Honestly, doesn't this look really expensive, like you've bought it from an expensive shop? And we've still got the magic. So what we're going to add is, you can add some fairy lights in here, or you can add a candle. So I'm going to get mine. These are the ones that I'm using. Let's have a look what size will fit in. That's too big, because I don't want the candle showing. You can see that, so I might go the smaller size. And look at that, it comes through. Let me just turn the light off and you'll be able to see it more, but it's really, really lovely, especially like you can have it out on your patio. It's just so nice for summertime. Yeah, so have a look at that. Isn't it so gorgeous? It's really beautiful, I love it. Let me know what you think in the comments and we'll move on to project number 2. For the next project, we're going to be taking this running water bottle, and I don't know if you can already see what we're going to be doing with this, because it really looks like the H&M decor, the stuff that you're seeing in Primark right now, and we're going to turn it into a vase. So remove that. It's going to be really easy, but it's going to look great. And you have two options with this part here. If you don't want to cut it off or burn it off, then you can just add some twine at the top after you've spray painted it, but I am going to go ahead and cut it. The way that I'm going to do this is using this tool, and you can get these like £8 off Amazon or eBay, and they come with lots of heads, so you can do so much with these. I tend to use it for cutting plastic. So this is a tool here. And then you want this blade here. It's basically a little knife. Just place it inside. So just go and plug that in, and then you turn the temperature up. Let's see what it goes up to. 450 is what it goes up to. I tend to put it on the highest just so it gets warm really quick, and then I turn it down to 200. When you're using this, make sure you do have ventilation. So I've got my window open right now. While that heats up, I wanted to say that you can use this with water inside, like propagation, little stems in there. You can use it for dried flowers. So you can see all that smoke coming up. So we got there in the end, and now I'm just going to sand the top. So I'm going to be adding some rocks inside just to give it some stability, because I don't want it to knock over very easily, and this is like very light. But like I mentioned, even if you add these, you can still add water if you want to have some live plants in there. So you can see the colours coming through. That's how much I filled it up, and that's enough. It doesn't really fall down. So you can spray paint your vase. I would, but my cats are always following me, so I'm doing it by hand. And I'm going to be using this Wilco tester pot and my sponge brush. And I'm also going to mix it in with some bicarbonate of soda to give it a really nice texture. This paint is already really thick. Look, you can see it doesn't even come out. I'm going to have to just take my brush. Look at how thick that is. I might add a little bit of glue to just water this down, because it's going to get even thicker when I add the baking soda. So I'm going to use my hot air gun to dry this, and then we'll go in with a second coat. I'm going in with my second coat now, and I think I'm going to need 3 in total, especially on the bottom. Again, going in with my hot air gun. To finish off, I'm going to be taking these to place in there, and I think that's just going to go wonderfully. I think I might have too many, let's see. For the final project, I'm going to basically be kind of making a tray, but it's not going to have handles. Sometimes I do add handles, but I just really didn't want handles on this one. So it's kind of going to be a vignette. We're going to be using it to display the other 2 DIYs that we've made. I got this reduced because it was from Christmas. This was from Primark, but you can get something like this from Poundland. It's just that it's a little bit too long for displaying what I have in mind right now. The other thing you want from Poundland is this. It's like adhesive wallpaper. So I'm going to begin by cutting this to size and adding it to the bottom. And then I'm going to go over it with this, which is also from Poundland. So we're not going to outline this part here because what we want is the inside, which is smaller. So I'm just going to take my ruler and measure how much I need. So that's 17. And that's 27. So cut this size. Now we're going to remove the backing and stick it down. So once you stick it down, it's going to look something like this. You can see the text a little bit, but hopefully that's going to be covered. And then you can take your 2 DIYs that you've made and display it on here, and you've got this gorgeous vignette going on. So you can stop there if you like, keeping it just like this, or you can take these slip things. They're used basically in drawers in the kitchen area, you'll find it, and they have a black one, so you can have it this way or you can have it this way because it's kind of a little bit different. I think I prefer this way. This goes more with the other 2 DIYs with the colour scheme, but keeping it like this just gives it more contrast, especially if you've got the 2 DIYs on there. So I've decided to have mine on there, but I'm also, this was actually like a little bit of an accident, but I really liked how it looked. I was just putting it up so I can see kind of how it would look with this on. And then I really liked the fact that, I don't know, this little bit here, I think I'm going to stick it down like this. So this is just additional piece, but it really adds something to it, especially when you're looking at it like this way. So I'll let you see how it actually looks once we're done. But I'm just going to remove these and just take my scissors. I'm going to take my hot glue and add it to the border. So I finished sticking this how I like, and I think we're done with this one. So let's display it all and have a look at what it looks like. So finally, here's how all 3 projects look, and they're displayed on our third DIY. I'm so happy with the vase. I didn't get to show you the vase in detail when it's finished, but here it is, and look at how gorgeous the texture is. Honestly, it looks better in person than on camera, but I'm just so happy with how the texture came out, and I think the vase might be my favourite, but I really love the little lantern teacup, whatever you want to call it, like a tea light holder, sorry, teacup. My brain's been a little bit frazzled lately. But look at how gorgeous this looks. This is my favourite. It just looks so beautiful. I hope that this has inspired you, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care for now. Bye.